Hi, everyone.
Welcome to...
Okay, how loud is that? How loud is that? We good? I'm a professional, you guys can tell. Yeah, it works, but okay, it's good.
our latest Mech Spotlight episode.
What are you gonna surprise me with today?
Now, this is a Mech who is a cut above.
A cut
Feast your eyes
above, see.
on Silverthorn.
Wasn't just talking to myself.
Whoa, talk about sharp. Tell me more.
You bet. Silverthorn is a brand new legendary attacker, and it's
Doesn't
not
move.
to be messed with. Silverthorn's maximum energy capacity is 32,
As is
meaning
every
you
other
can choose
new
any
mech.
combo of weapons.
Nice.
It says any combo of weapons as if, like, you'd choose... Like, what does that even mean? Well, is there a combo of weapons that you can fit on a 32 that you can't fit on a 24? What do they even mean by any combo of weapons? They say this every time, and I've never understood. You hear the gutturalness? Yes, see, I don't know what it's called. But you know what I'm talking about. No one has that type of throat palpitation while they're speaking.
And what about its speed?
Actually, it's pretty quick. It can go as fast as 23 kilometers per hour. As you might expect, though, it isn't the most durable, but it has enough HP to take a few hits.
Got it.
It's Gatecrasher
now,
HP.
let's get to our
Pretty decent.
favorite part.
And a
what
Ryan
about
speed.
its ability?
You're in
That's
for a
decent stats.
treat. Slice up the battlefield with Silverthorn's ability, Blade Burst.
I better run for
burst.
cover. Tell me more.
Okay, here's how it works.
Did they say anything about
Silverthorn
shields, I
fires
wonder?
5 blades, which embed themselves into a target, deal damage, and slow them. Silverthorn then has 3.5 seconds to attack that target with its weapons and rack up damage.
I forget that it slows them down. Like, I always forget that it has, like, that... It's not stasis per se, but it's basically stasis. Pablo would like it, but we'll just put it that way. He sounds like a pack and a half day smoker. Yeah, dude. Like, you don't get that way naturally, I'll just say that. Hellfire 16, Dreadshot 12. Apparently you can run that with 32 energy. Okay, but you could run... I guess that's what they mean? Yeah, I guess any energy of any weapon. You can use whatever energy of whatever weapon that you want. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense, but nobody, like, physically... Like, the mechs are balanced specifically in a way to make sure that high energy capacity is compensated with, like, lower amounts of whatever, right? So, like, high energy capacity means high energy capacity. If you're not using the entire energy, then you're wasting it, right? It's a strictly bad idea to use 12 energy weapons on a 32 energy mech. It's just a bad idea. At some point when they started out, there's only railgun 16, but now there's actually way less weapons. You can use it max energy than at 24 with mortars and long arms at 16 energy. Yeah. Well, I think what the other guys said was true, though. I think what they mean by any combo of weapons is, like, you can use whatever energy of whatever weapon that you want. Not that you would, because you're only going to use 16 energy weapons on a maxed mag. If you have it anyway. Like, you wouldn't use a 12 energy or an 8 energy weapon on a 32 energy mag. You're just not going to. But you could technically, theoretically, and I think that's probably what they mean. I don't know. It's dominant.
Then, boom! The blades retract, dealing
16 energy has the least variety. I don't think that's true. I think technically 2 energy has the least variety. But I get what you mean in terms of, like, maxed mechs. Yeah, technically 16 has the least variety. But like, again, it goes back to, like, what they said. Like, it doesn't, like, you don't have to fill it. Technically, you could use lower energy on a 32 energy mech if you wanted to. But on a 24 energy mech, you physically cannot equip 2 16 energy weapons. It's just not physically possible. So I think what they mean by you can use any combo of weapons, what they mean is that you can use whatever energy of whatever weapon that you want. But you wouldn't. That's part of why you're saying the exact same thing I'm saying. So it's like, I'm kind of just, like, bouncing it back onto you. It's essentially, yes, like, I agree with you, though. Like, you wouldn't use 12 energy weapons on a 32 energy mech. You just wouldn't. But you technically could, and I think that's the reason that they're saying it.
splash damage to nearby enemies. A percentage of the damage dealt by Silverthorn's weapons is also dealt as extra damage to any enemy mechs within range. So the more shots you land with Silverthorn before the blades retract, the more extra damage you'll deal. Up to
It does
fixed
no
maximum.
damage. Like, even in that
You gotta
clip,
be
it doesn't
accurate
deal
and
damage.
efficient, but it's a deadly combo when pulled off correctly.
Sounds awesome.
It's, like,
But
so impractical.
What about Eclipse and Redeem?
What? Have they played the game ever in their lives? That's not where the weapon mounts are! I'm turning this into an emoji. Right? What? They butchered it. His weapon mounts are right here. Why'd they put them on there? They had AI edit this video too. What? Never in my
Redeemer,
life.
as they can disable similar slowing effects.
Well remembered. Even when those mechs disable the slowing effect on themselves, the blades still remain embedded. They won't be able to avoid the damage from those. Just make sure your aim is on point.
So you're supposed to. Or this is important information actually, because what happened on the test server, on its wings, they're not really wings, but yeah, exactly. They done. I don't know. Ain't never. Will. We'll just leave that as it is. But going back to what he just said. So on the test server, let me clarify something. On the test server, I tested this with Red. We tested Redeemer, we tested Eclipse. Both of them, if they used their ability, they took no damage from the ability. However, what they're saying is that it should take, specifically that it should. So guaranteed that was a test server bug. It probably also applies to the live server, but it's a bug, right? Also, I just noticed my camera should be flipped. Why is it so weird? Transform. Oh, I'm a transformer. Yeah, so, pull this out a bit, like that, probably. Yeah, that's better. Maybe move it slightly. Yeah, that's my bad. But,
That's impressive.
yeah, so definitively, what I'm saying is definitively, this ability should counter Eclipse. The explosion is not a status effect. Important note. I feel like Eclipse was supposed to backstab people with those bladed winglets while invisible. Oh, it's doing something with those winglets.
Anything else I should know?
Yes, one more thing. Once you've fired the blades at your target and start shooting, you'll see an icon with rising numbers. This represents the extra damage which will be dealt to the target when the blades retract.
Awesome. Let's talk weapons then. What
Except
would
it
you
only goes up
recommend?
to 60k,
With
which
its
is
32
pretty
max
garbage.
energy capacity.
You know Bastion's shield explodes and deals 60k damage, and nobody pretty much ever gets a kill with Bastion shield? Yeah, it's because it's really bad damage. Like, at max level, that's nothing. That's nothing. It would take, like, if you're including, even if there was zero mods involved, a maxed Eclipse, which is basically the weakest legendary mech there is. There's only Salver that has less HP than that. So a maxed Eclipse with a max legendary pilot is really, really common build. And it should be weak in terms of HP, but it has like 200-ish thousand. It has 170 base, and then it gets 40% from the pilot. So that's like 40 plus, like, maybe 30. So it's like 70. So it's like 240-ish. So that would take 4 Bastion Shield explosions, or, if you prefer, 4 of this stupid thing's ability, with max stacked damage, just to kill a base Eclipse with no mods attached. Do you understand how terrible damage output that is? It's extremely bad damage output. The ability, it's so bad. Bastion also has EMP on top of that, so what that... Well, okay, yes. what I'm saying, Bastion Shield, you don't use it for the damage. Bastion is actually decent because, yes, it deals damage, but you mostly use it for the EMP. Bastion is, I really like Bastion. It's really good as like a don't touch me, otherwise I'll smack you in the face type thing. Like it actively punishes people for hitting it, and I really like that mechanic. But that's why I'm comparing it. That's why I'm comparing it. Is because nobody ever uses Bastion for the ability damage, ever. Because the ability damage is just subpar. It's not great, right? It's not that much. You're not going to realistically, you're only going to kill like somebody who's like 12 HP. Really weak bots are the only things that you're ever going to kill with the ability shield. But this deals the same amount of damage as that, except minus all of the EMP effects. Like, just minus the main thing that makes it strong. It just deals that damage, and that's really bad damage. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. It's just really bad damage. It's lower damage than Onyx, and Onyx at least has the radius. Onyx has 70,000, but it at least has the radius as well, so you can deal back damage with the ability. But Onyx also. What does Onyx require in order to use the ability? It requires all the mods to be gone. What does this thing require in order to use the ability? It requires all the mods to be gone. They have the same range. You may as well be using an Onyx.
Capacity, it's a pretty packed list. That Silverthorn has a unique playstyle that's better suited to certain weapon types. It's not the most durable mech, so keeping your distance is a solid strategy. Mid-range weapons such as Savants and Disruptors are a good bet.
Wait.
Savant and Disruptor. Most OP weapons for Silverthorn, as confirmed by the developers who absolutely understand where Eclipse weapons are supposed to go. Gotcha. I will try both of them. I have a Max Silverthorn. I will try both of them.
Aren't disruptors too slow for this Blade Master if there's only a limited amount of time to rack up that extra damage?
Great question. Although disruptors are slow, they pack a huge punch. If you manage to pin a target down with Blade Burst and then fire your disruptors, it'd wreak havoc. As long as you can nail the timing, you'll tear opponents to ribbons.
Okay, maybe a little exaggerated, but I will actually say I can kind of see Disruptor working. I actually do think Disruptor could be kind of decent. And I tried on the test server anyway. Although the test server, the mech seemed way better than it's seeming now. Now it seems really bad, but on the test server it seemed pretty good. Probably because I was up against lower level bots. I don't know. But on the test server, I recorded some Savant gameplay for Red, actually, because Red. So if you saw Red's video, then the Savant gameplay that was actually for me, and it seemed to do pretty good. Actually, I kind of liked it. And so Savant and Disruptor are weapons that I could see working, but they're almost certainly not the best options for this. Like, there's no chance.
Wow, that sounds epic! What else works well?
It sounds epic, except
Howlers
it's
and pod
garbage.
guns make for some interesting battlefield tactics.
Oh, no. Why, though? Guys, look, listen. The HP's not so good, so you want to stay mid-range. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So what weapon should you use? Howler. Freaking. Do these people play the game? I don't think so. And if that Eclipse was any indicator, they don't even know what the game looks like.
Tactics, Oracles will also get the job done. Take a look at long-range
Oracle
weapons
maybe, because
too,
Oracle has decent
especially
effective range.
continuums. Paired with Silverthorn, they could be really nasty.
Gotcha.
I don't have Continuum 16 yet. Obviously, it's going to come out eventually. When I get it, I will try it. I don't think it's going to be great, but who knows? I mean, right? You never really know.
Wait to try it out. Any other tips and tricks I should know about Silverthorn?
As we've covered, Silverthorn is very effective from
The bots are gonna use this with Disruptor on, like, when they get access to this, they're gonna start using it with Disruptor, and it's gonna be GG for Sentry. No chance.
However, it requires precise aim and a good sense of range. Missing with Blade Burst means you'll have to wait for it to come off cooldown again, so accuracy is key.
Got it. What else should I be aware of?
Silverthorn's blades can also deal damage to shields, so mechs like Ares, Sentinel, Bastion, Aegis, and Panther won't have their usual defenses. There's also some cool tricks you can pull off with some of the sneakier mechs. Imagine that Seeker teleports to your Silverthorn, and you fire Blade Burst at it. With those blades embedded, Seeker can warp away, but it can't avoid the damage. You can run, but you can't hide.
That's a pro strat right there. That's actually like, that's 2,000 IQ. Because if you think about it, when a Seeker teleports to you, and it's low enough HP, you get it to low enough HP to where you can use your ability and then deal damage to it. Instead of using a mech and a weapon that'll just instantly kill it, which you could do, the big brain play is to use a mech and a weapon that specifically don't deal enough damage to kill it, so that then it deals more damage to you, and then it teleports back, and then it maybe dies later. Big brain. Big brain. I don't know, so just, like, why even have it, dude? Like, if it's gonna be pretty much definitively worse than Onyx, like, just use a freaking Onyx quad rocket. At least it fires immediately. Like, at least it deals the damage immediately. Why even bother, dude? Like, the only way to make this thing useful is to specifically and purposely not kill things before your ability does. Just to make yourself feel good about using the ability sometimes. It's ridiculous. Onyx Glaze, let's go. Okay, look. I will say, I'm not one to glaze Onyx. Onyx has not been good for a long time. But compared to this, I think it's pretty definitively better. It's got less HP and it's got less speed, sure. Those are things to consider. But I think that the abilities just seems kind of objectively better, except for maybe the cooldown, I suppose. The cooldown of Silverthorn's pretty short. But still, why would you do that? Why would you... it's just whatever, dude.
Absolutely. Any last strategies to discuss?
I've saved the best for last. Why
Best
not
for
try
last.
to hit multiple targets with Silverthorn's Blade Burst? Activate the ability. Spin the mech to fling them across the battlefield and turn several enemies into pin cushions. Cool, huh?
Cool doesn't even cover it. I can't wait to see Silverthorn in action.
I can't wait to hear that cool huh again. Hold on.
Cool, huh?
Cool huh? The way he said that's crazy. But, okay, the one thing I will say about Silverthorn, though, is that you can technically do the thing that he just said. The thing that he just said, except the thing that he didn't mention about the thing that he just said is actually the important thing about the thing that he just said. So, if you hit multiple people with the blades, and you stack up the damage on both of them, they both explode with their own individual explosion, with their own individual AoE. So if you get two people inside of radius of each other, and you stick both of them, and you stack up the damage on both of them with like a radius weapon or something, then you actually double the explosion damage. Because they take the explosion from themselves, but they also take the explosion from the other guy that you hit. So you double that damage, which is pretty reasonable and respectable damage. But again, in order to make it work, you have to consciously and specifically choose not to kill them with your weapons first, which I think is entirely pointless. Like, at that point, just kill them. Like, what are you even doing? The only way that you can damage them is without their mods on. And so, like, yeah, I don't know, sounds stupid.
Doesn't even cover it. I can't
Yeah.
wait to see Silverthorn in action.
Me neither. It's going to be a game changer. Thanks for
Game
watching.
changer.
Don't forget to hit that like button and let us know your
Sure, it's a game changer, bro.